Hey Aries, it's a happiness goddess. I'm here to do a quick reading for you for your astrology for November. This is a general reading, so not all of the information here will apply to every Aries. This is a general reading based on the sun sign of Aries. So, Aries, I'm going to be looking at the energies for the 29th of November 2018. And this is going to let you know what the energies you're experiencing now will be leading up to. It can also give you an idea of what you have to look forward to in terms of the heavenly bodies and the opportunities that they are presenting for you. Okay, Aries, so the first thing I want to look at is your first house. And Aries, I actually was meditating upon the placement of Uranus in your first house. This was like weeks ago. Man, that has to be one of the hardest. Yeah, you know, because you went through it. Just to give you a brief idea of what happened, Aries, because it may not be making sense to you. It probably felt like you were being singled out. You were probably wondering, like, does God hate me? What the hell's going on? No, God doesn't hate you. Uranus in the first house is a transformation of your ego. The planets are trying to tell you to let go of ego. The first house rules the ego and your self image. So maybe the way that people see you has changed as well. But the whole lesson is to let go of ego. So Uranus is in Aries. And that's going to cause a fight. And in this fight, things that are unexpected are going to happen. Nobody enjoys that, okay? It wasn't only in your chart, it's in everybody's chart, but it has a different location depending upon what zodiac sign you are. So Uranus in the first house talks about the unexpected, our ego, our self-image, new beginnings, how people see us, um, yeah, yeah, our image and that type of thing. So, you probably went through an experience that wasn't fun, and you recently probably had an experience that took you back to those feelings because we did have it kind of like moving forward and then it's come back into Aries. So now you may have recently had an experience that reminded you of everything you went through, and you're like, no, 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 not again. It is going to stop in 2019, like around January, okay? So if you are experiencing anything like that right now, just know you're coming out of those energies. We're all coming out of those energies. It will not be affecting you in this way anymore. Okay, that's January though. And it goes out of Aries March, sometime in March, into Taurus. Okay, Aries, so remember the lesson was let go of ego, let go of ego, okay? All right, so Aries, you know, there's a lot of talk on the internet about these nodes and Rahu and Ketu, and nobody really knows what the person is saying because it's not making any sense. I'm just leaving them alone for now. I will do a totally separate video. It's going to be 30 seconds to explain Rahu, Ketu, North Node, South Node. It's so easy for people to understand, but when people do readings, I don't know why they make it sound so complicated. I don't want to touch the nodes. I just want to leave it for now. It's not a bad thing. If you know how to read it, then you know how to read it in your favor. Okay, so Aries, we're going to have a full moon, I believe, in the zodiac sign of Virgo. This will be on the 26th. God, I should have checked this. I didn't check it. I believe there's a full moon happening. Oh my goodness. Okay, never mind full moon. Moon in Virgo, okay? So the moon will be in Virgo on the 29th. This is a time of kind of assessing things emotionally. It's in your sixth house. So you're going to be looking, oh, okay, so that's double Virgo energy. The sixth house is ruled by Virgo, and the sign that the moon is in is Virgo. So this is a double, I call it cleaning out. Virgo is the zodiac sign of purity, and the moon will be in Virgo. So you may find around the 29th that this has to represent a fresh start. You want a fresh start. You're saying, how can I start over? How can I start over? How can I get a fresh start? How can I have a fresh start? How can I make things pure? How can I live healthy? You want to be healthy. You just want to be healthy. Um, and you want purity and health in your day to day life. Hey, that sounds good. Okay, so Aries, let's move on to this interesting seventh house here because you've got Venus there, and we all know what Venus represents. Venus talks about love and romance, and Venus also talks about our money. Now, you have Venus in the seventh house. This is telling me that this is likely a period where you could meet somebody that could go long term for you. Venus is a planet of love, it rules face to face relations, luxury, all the things that are attributed to love, lovers, and loving. So yeah, this is probably a time where you have met someone or you will meet someone and go the long haul with that person. Also, Venus being representing our money, this is in the seventh house. You may find that you're making money at this time, but that it has to do with some type of partnership. So you may be getting involved in some type of business partnership, uh, yeah, to help you kind of like rake in the cash type of thing. So that's interesting, Aries. If you were looking to start a new business, this is a good time to form a partnership. And if you're looking for love, there's a pretty good chance that around this time, around the time that these energies are taking place, which is the 29th of November, you could meet somebody significant. Definitely. Okay, Aries. Now let's move on to your ninth house. Now, the ninth house talks about long distance travel, law, astrology. It can also talk about religion and spirituality. Now, your ninth house is packed, Aries, and this is a clear with Jupiter there too in Sagittarius, a very clear indication to me. This is what I would say. It looks like you are getting involved in some type of learning that it is there to expand you, but it's either going to be um I want to say esoteric because I do want to cover the topic of astrology in there, but it doesn't have to be that. But you are learning something spiritual at this time. Yeah, because you have the planet of expansion, which is Jupiter, here, and the ninth house is higher learning. It's also like education, long distance travel. Excuse me. Um, it can talk about law, religion, and spirituality. So it really depends who you are, Aries. So if you're the type of person who's very spiritual, it looks like you'll be expanding that spirituality even deeper. But if you're not a spiritual person, it looks like you're going to be getting into some hardcore, like esoteric learning here to the point where you will probably be doing it, uh, as a form of employment. Because again, Jupiter is a fire sign, a fire planet, excuse me, and it's in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. So we're talking about significant changes here that bring, positive outcomes. So I don't know, are you learning something new? Are you planning to go to school? Are you taking on some type of classes or learning having to do with spirituality? Also, the ninth house rules astrology. So you may be getting into studying astrology at this time and then using astrology kind of like as your side business or even your main business for employment. The sun is also in your ninth house, and it's just giving more energy and putting the spotlight on those topics that I mentioned: long distance travel, learning, astrology, spirituality. Jupiter will be there, I believe it's for a year. I believe it's for a year. So you've got lots of time to kind of explore and expand on all those topics that I listed. Now, just to let you know, at this time, Mercury is retrograde. So, yeah, if you are thinking about getting into business or if you are doing something, I don't know, like I said, the whole learning thing, um, just double check everything that you're doing having to do with, communications or any types of agreements that you could be making, or if you are sending information out on a regular basis, just double check everything before you send it out. Mercury has in retrograde has been known to cause, things not to go right, misunderstandings to happen in communications. It also represents media. So if you are getting into social media, just like I said, double check everything. Just be sure before sending any information out. Double check all emails, all text messages. And yeah, just be choosy of the words that we're using when communicating with others. Okay, Aries. So I want to move on to your 10th house. Your 10th house is also packed, which is very interesting. Okay. And it's supporting what I was talking to you about with that ninth house and having Jupiter there. So you've got Saturn and Pluto both in your 10th house, which is basically remaking your entire career. It's remaking your entire career for the better, Aries, for the better. Take advantage of Saturn and Pluto direct. Um, it looks like whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to be something that is going to be in your life for the long haul. It's going to be sturdy. The word I always use is foundation. So, yes, this is for the long haul because Saturn is here, but Saturn is also a planet that talks about karma. And he literally rewards you based on things you've done, yeah, I'd say in this life. And even recent. So, I mean, if you've been good, he's rewarding you very well. If you haven't been good, well, he's a planet of karma. But he is in your 10th house, and the 10th house is all about your reputation, how people see you, your career. Like I said, you have Jupiter in the ninth house, you've got Saturn and Pluto in the 10th house. Pluto, it talks about rebuilding. I don't need this to happen. Okay, Pluto talks about rebuilding ourselves, transforming ourselves, becoming anew, having a rebirth. So, again, this may be a new career for you, something maybe even you didn't expect. And with Saturn there, it's going to create a foundation for you in terms of your career. So, this should be a good thing. Aries, I can't move this at this time. I don't know why. But anyways, let's do the rest of the reading. This is your 12th house. You've got Mars and Neptune in the 12th house, and they're both direct around the 29th of November. So, okay, this is interesting. It can be interesting in a good way or not such a good way. It depends how you take it. I want to say to you, Aries, the best thing you can do for yourself is don't stress out. Whatever happens, do not stress out. One of the things I do that helps me to stay calm is I have baths. I have warm baths. I actually do it daily. I find that it relaxes me. Listen to music that you like, have warm baths. Do not stress out no matter what. Stay calm, don't stress. Neptune can cause us to kind of start to think things that are not realistic. Okay, we can get caught up in our own thoughts. This is something that everybody does. Or, it can cause us to take actions that we wouldn't normally take. So, again, stay grounded as much as you can. Um, you know, this is going to sound a little silly, but to stay grounded, there's a lot of very simple, cost effective things you can do. Walking barefoot on the ground, even in the grass, is very grounding. Like I said, having those baths. I would say use incense, but for some people, it can just put them into that kind of airy mode. But I'd say, taking baths, walking barefoot on the earth, sunbathing, sitting in the sun, and just feeling the heat kind of like on your face, on your skin. All of these are very grounding actions because you've got Mars and Neptune in the 12th house. Now, this can also be on the plus side, it can also be a time where you become quite enlightened. On the plus side, it can mean becoming enlightened, it can mean even going to visit a spiritual guru, it can mean becoming a spiritual guru yourself. I just wanted to let you know if you're experiencing, the energies of this and you don't like it, the best thing you can do is ground yourself. But if you are enjoying it, especially with that Jupiter in the ninth house, to support it, hey, great. So you could find yourself reading a lot of books at this time. You could find yourself studying the subconscious. You could find yourself wanting to meditate daily, you know? So, as we all know, we're going through an ascension process at this time. So, if you want to do those things, it kind of makes a lot of sense. Anyways, Aries, I think that we have spent quite a bit of time together here. I do want to thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you got something out of this reading. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe. Bye for now.